Now that you know what you want and what you will not trade for, ask yourself, are you the version of you that is ready to take on that opportunity? In this podcast, I expose my life, the distortions I spent years living in and mistaking for who I was. I invite you to confront what you've normalized and choose differently, so you can build a reality you fall in love with. Today in Undistorted Self, sometimes we say we know what we want and we dream big, and then the opportunities show up in our lives and we stall, we stop, we find excuses, we justify, we keep getting reasons not to fully go all in into that opportunity, not to get on that bus because we're terrified. Sometimes we might think we're not good enough, we're not ready yet. We should wait a little longer. That's not true. If the opportunity is showing up, you're ready. And the only reason you're not taking it is because of you. Because you're not ready to let go of who you are comfortable with who you think you are, with the current identity you've set for yourself. And you know that opportunity, that buzz, will require you to be someone completely new, to let go of all attachments, to all loyalties, to structures that are wrong for you, to let go of all these things. So you stall. And you only harm yourself in doing that. And there's a lot of work you can do to help yourself heal those wounds. Stop feeling that you're not worthy for that opportunity. Stop making up excuses of why you shouldn't take it. If you say you want that life, if you say that is your dream path, why would you stall if it presents itself? Many people complain and say that the opportunities are not presenting themselves, that they're not showing up. When in reality, well, two reasons. One, they might be, but the person refuses to take any opportunity that basically costs them their current identity. They want an opportunity that doesn't ask them to change who they think they are. They want an opportunity that keeps them comfortable with themselves. And okay, but if you want that, don't expect and don't want these major big opportunities that are going to transform your life. Because all of those opportunities that are going to take you to a farther, more amazing destination will require you to change, to drop who you think you are, to actually let go of everything. So if you say you want those, then sit with yourself and start seeing what ways are you attached to who you are. Who do you think you are? What's this identity that you keep holding, or why you are so attached to it? And start adjusting so you let go. You need to become the version of yourself that can actually take on those opportunities and sustain them and be in them. And you're capable 100%. I have no question in it. And you shouldn't too. You need to believe in yourself. That's why I've been saying so many times, work on the relationship with yourself. Because once you do, you stop hijacking yourself. You stop clinging on to an identity that gives you a illusion of a sense of self. And you start actually moving towards who you really are and you stop being your own obstacle because you're tripping yourself over and over and over again. The most amazing things in life are gonna cost you who you think you are, but they will never cost you the relationship with yourself. There's a very big difference. One is costing you the current identity, which is something made up that you're clinging from, your conditioning, and from your life and everything that you can change, that is basically keeping you in the same environment that you are. And the other one is when I say cost you yourself or the relationship yourself, it means who you actually are. Though actually you listen to your body, you're not overriding it, all of those steps. That is what you should never pay for. I hope that makes sense. So meaning, I will never in my life take another opportunity that asks me to betray myself, to override my needs, override my body, ignore, force myself, push through to the outcomes, I will never again do that. No, because that is costing the relationship with myself, the most valuable relationship. But if I need to continue growing, evolving as a person and changing, I am currently not attached to any identity. I've been shaping it, and I've dropped everything from who I thought I used to be, from who I thought I was, the rules that I was living by. I've dropped them all. I'm not that person, and I'm not gonna let that version of me keep me trapped in a life that I am not happy in a life that was pulling me more farther and farther apart from myself. So it's a different cost. Change is hard. Change will ask you to completely transform who you are. And once you transform who you are, you're going to have to transform your entire life. But you're actually going to open the field, opportunities that come your way. And I'm saying all of this because in order to find those opportunities that actually meet you, not only do you need to be ready to meet those opportunities, also the more you work on yourself, the easier you're going to attract those opportunities that are really for you, that are really what you want. And you don't need to just keep waiting. And going back to the analogy on the previous episode, it's not just waiting on the bus stop forever to see if a bus shows up. No, you can make things happen. You can walk to a next bus stop. You can figure it out. You can ask around, see where are the buses that you're actually looking for. But you need to know that when you arrive to that bus stop, you're ready to get on the bus. You're ready to pay what it takes to get on that bus as well. And it doesn't matter. It's not about, oh, what if I fail? Those are whole wounds. Those are all the chains that I've been talking in previous episodes, all the chains that keep you stuck. Failure, I said it in a previous episode, failure is an illusion. There's no such thing as failure. Life should be lived in iterations. Everything is information. So when you fail, it's just, it didn't work out how you thought it would. Grab that information, iterate what you're currently doing. We're always moving. Life is about iteration. There's no success, there's no failure. There's iteration, there's change, there's data. That's it. And you can get on a bus and you don't have to be perfect. They're not going to throw you out the bus. No. But you'll get to see and discover and stop clinging and allowing yourself to change, to grow, to discover who you can actually become and be surprised with yourself, because you're probably so much more capable than you're giving credit to yourself. You're probably so much more passionate and real than you even know you are. Wouldn't you want to experience that? Wouldn't you want to actually get to know that side of you? Make life so much more exciting. And it can be. But yeah, you need to change this version you think you are. You actually need to make the hard decisions and move and keep walking and move forward. And things are not gonna work out exactly the way you planned them. That's great. Again, it's information. Use everything to inform you. And do it for yourself. Keep working on that relationship with yourself, getting closer and closer. So anything that you choose and act, you know that the one thing you're not trading for is you, your relationship with you. Yeah, you'll change. I already explained the difference between those two. You can make things happen. And sometimes, if you realize that there's really barely any opportunity that is out there, that you've done a lot of the work on yourself and you're in different frequency, moving in a different light, that you already know how you found again your voice, how to stand, how to take space, because we all get a right to take space in our own lives, in life in general. Once you know that, you might realize that maybe there's no opportunity that you fully want to take, and that is okay. Maybe you create your own vehicle. Why not? I'm not saying this is for everyone, but maybe it is for you. You start creating your own structures, your own movement, everything, your own opportunity. And that opportunity can later on become an opportunity for other people. It can become a bus that other people want to get on. And if you're designing your own vehicle, just make sure that your vehicle is not asking for people to pay at the cost of the relationship with themselves. That is not, there's way too many buses, there's way too many opportunities that keep disconnecting you from yourself. We don't need more of those. We need the opposite. We need to be building vehicles that stop asking people to get farther and farther apart from who they are. That's not right, and life cannot continue being that way. So if you're designing your vehicle, make sure what you're asking people to pay when they get on. And don't keep building so many more broken structures, like there are already too many. And sadly, sometimes it's hard. When you're not willing to pay at the cost of your relationship with yourself, you realize there's not that many buses. And they all require you to maybe separate in some ways, sadly. A lot of them. So the way to change that is by building vehicles that don't do that. And slowly shifting even existing vehicles. Everything can change. We're always in constant movement. You can change things around. You can change. Everything can change. There's nothing that says, this is the way it's going to be and this is how it is forever. No. Nope. That is one more phrase that sometimes we tell ourselves to keep ourselves stuck, to keep ourselves from actually making the choices that will move our lives. So don't stop with that phrase. It's not doing you any good. It's literally harming you. And if you build your own vehicle, well, in my life, that is what I chose to do. I realized that I gave enough chances. I've been in enough buses. I learned a lot. And in doing that, I learned that I could build my own vehicle. I dreamed it. I conveyed it. I had it in my mind. I knew. I could see it so perfectly well. So I started creating the entire structure and foundation and everything, my voice, and stepping into it and being the version not only that creates the vehicle, but that creates it in a way that doesn't cost me the relationship with myself, and that I will never ask anybody that partners with me to pay with the relationship with themselves. No. I believe wholeheartedly that you can build things that are not at the cost of people. You gotta stop treating people like machines. And that is what I've been doing in my life. So we'll see what happens. And I'm saying all of this because I hope you realize that it's not all about complaining that things don't show up. It's also about asking who you are. What are you attracting? What bus stop are you standing on? What buses are actually arriving at this bus stop? Because that might be one of the mistakes. But you might not be able to reach the other bus stop because in order to reach it, you'll have to change. And not change to be someone else. I've said that and I keep repeating it. To be closer to actually who you are. Because an identity is not exactly who you are, by the way. That is an image of yourself that are clinging onto. That you might have created it out of defense, so you had a stronger sense of self. And that you can adjust, and you can start actually getting to know yourself. So when you set your new identity, it is more accurate, more real. It's not based on what other people's thought about you, what other people make comments about you. No, it's based on who you are. Even if nobody around you sees it that way, you see it, and that's what matters. So, I'm gonna end this with asking you, what would happen if you let go of who you think you are and took the opportunities that meet you?